to In Your Feelings 360. I am Dr. Twina Bell, your host for today, and we are here to discuss mental health in the African American community. I am so glad that you tuned in today. We are here to shift emotions. Good morning to all. This is an opportunity for us to just come together and to relax and to learn how to manage our emotions. How many out there has like a wide range of emotions? Emotions that sometimes they take you on a roller coaster ride. Emotions are sometimes up, they're sometimes down. I even find myself happy, I find myself sad, I find myself very excited. Well, I am here to tell you today that emotional shifting is all about being able to take control of each and every emotion. One of the things that kind of bring people into my counseling office is the understanding, they're seeking understanding of how emotional shifting and emotional management really works. Because it is very, very natural to have a wide range of emotions on any given day. And stress is one of the things that really kind of takes us on that roller coaster. So understanding that we can have a good realm of stress that gets us going, it keeps us moving, it actually keeps us on our feet in reference to our decision making. But sometimes stress can really become overwhelming and can lead us to states where we just feel out of control. Well, In Your Feelings 360 is designed to really talk about the emotions and give you practical strategies that you can use to help manage those in real life frameworks. I am so excited to be able to share and to help you understand that it is very possible to adapt and overcome. Before we get into our conversation with our guest today, who is Miss D, I'm going to give you an opportunity to learn about this amazing intervention that I've been using for myself, and also my patients at my clinic have been using it, and we've been just receiving tremendous results. I want to introduce you to a complementary therapy tool that we use that's called Adaptive. Adaptive actually calms and promotes positive feelings. It supports those moods that we were just talking about, that keeps you up, that keeps you down. But the most important thing is it supports your cognitive functioning, your executive functioning. But overall, Adaptive helps you stay balanced in reference to your emotional well-being. It's so exciting. We all today in the studio have had the opportunity to put some Adaptive. It's actually an essential oil by doTERRA. And the reason we use doTERRA essential oils is because with doTERRA, your oils are 100%, like they're pure. The grade is pure. So they're not diluted with all these other chemicals. The oils are actually developed so that they can be as pure as possible so that you can get the biggest benefit. We all know that essential oils come from plants, and the minute that you put the oil, we use the touch oil, so we just kind of blend it on our skin and it goes right into our body and begin to work its chemistry within 40 seconds. It's amazing. We'll talk more about it. As for right now, we're going to actually begin our conversation as it relates to being able to adapt and overcome. So I have Miss Destiny. She's here in the studio, and we had a great conversation prior to her coming in today. And she's also very involved with a lot of the things that we have going on in the community in reference to being an advocate for mental health and understanding the importance of being mentally sound and managing your emotions. One of the things that I've learned in reference to emotional management is really, when we begin to build our emotional library and understand how our emotions really flow, it really starts as a kid. We begin to have experiences, we have early experiences that kind of builds the framework and formulates who we are as an individual. And the earlier we can gain the tools to help us be able to manage our emotions more effectively, the better outcomes that we're going to have in reference to the quality of relationships. The quality of relationships with our parents, the quality of relationships with our loved ones, and most of all, the quality of relationship with our children. So I'm so excited to kind of discuss emotional shifting, and I will introduce Ms. D, and we're just going to have a conversation today and really give insight to our listening audience about emotional management. Hi, how are you?
Good morning. I am great.
Great morning. Thank you so much for coming in. I got really excited when we had our earlier conversation. And one of the things that really made me excited about conversing with you is that I feel like you get it. I feel like sometimes in life when we navigate through various situations and various processes, particularly as Black women, we put the bits and pieces together, but when we can come together and help, like, put the puzzle together as a whole, I think it helps us to become more balanced. Tell me a little bit about why you think mental health is important.
Well, mental health is important to me because, like you said, I think that is like the root of every aspect as Black women, Black men, Black children. I think that has a lot to do with your everyday life, in all aspects. It's like you were saying, you had a good point. You said it started as a child. So even with your children, as with parenting, with working, I just believe that because you have to have that together for yourself to be able to do anything else.
Yes.
So all the things that you will produce have to come from you. So if your mental state is not, in a healthy place, it will affect everything that you have going out with yourself. And
yes, so I wanted to just tune in on what you said in reference to you being impacted by every aspect of your life. So basically, we are a tri-man, mind, body, soul, okay? And actually our brain, we have three brains. We have our mind, our heart, and our gut, right? So emotions flow through that whole process. So a lot of times, we're thinking, oh, I'm overwhelmed, I'm stressed, but then that impacts your heart, your feelings. Okay, my heart is aching. Sometimes you may even feel it in your gut, like a tummy ache, or I just have this uneasy feeling. So it is all interconnected, mind, body, and soul. And one of the things that we promote as we look at the 360, that's where we got the 360 from, because it is about biopsychosocial. It's about your family, it's about your health, it's about relationships, it's about your mental, it's about your social circle. So that 360 is very, very important. I wanted to ask you a little bit, at what point as a woman, as a Black woman and a mother, at what point did you get introduced to mental health and begin to really kind of get curious about what that really means to you?
I think it happened more of as a young adult. Even, I'm 30 now, so but more as a young adult, me interacting like in high school in my social area with all my friends. That's where it hit me at, because I will have my own certain feelings about how I'm dealing with things, and my friends would, and I will always help them. I would like, let's calm down, let's look at the big picture, and try to break things down. They'd be like, that was so helpful.
Yes.
So I used to always just like breathe first.
Yes.
And I think so many people get overwhelmed with everything that's going on. I'm like, let's just breathe first, because it takes 1 second just to change your thoughts. So I was just like, try to just like calm down first, and then just automatically try to go into using some tools. So I think that's where it really helped. It started at with just being around friends and
Yes.
recognizing patterns. I noticed that we all were going through the same things in different ways.
Yes.
Even some of my adults, my parents, and then as I'm growing and even a work area. So I'm like, this is like I see the same thing.
Yes.
From young to old.
Yes, and so we talked about patterns earlier, and so the way that I explained it, and I want to share this concept as well, is when you think about patterns, it's good to be able to recognize. So it's like life happens, you get excited, and you get on the roller coaster, and you go up, and you go up, and you go up, and then you get down when it's time for that dip. It gives you butterflies. It's fast. It brings you that that instant. I guess it's like a feeling. Everyone has like a different feeling, but at the end of the day, you drop and then you come back around. But you find yourself in that loop when you are doing the same thing. You're involved with the same issues, and you're not really addressing those issues. So you're stuck in the loop. You're stuck in the loop. You're stuck in the loop. What we want to do in the counseling sector and in your Feelings 360 is allow individuals to kind of slow down and go the steady and easy way. So you can still take the ride. We want you to take the ride, but it's steady, it's slow and easy. And when you can go that slow, steady, and easy way, you're able to put yourself in a position where you can utilize the tools that's going to help you to stay balanced and to decrease stressors and to really live to go to your best potential. And I always let people know at one point, like, okay, with friends, we're able to converse with them. We're able to support each other. And I believe in support. And it's even greater when you can speak and understand what's really going on and process those things with a mental health professional. And that's one of the things that we want to be able to break down. We want to break down the stigma. And if I'm feeling stressed and I have anxiety and I'm withdrawn from others, I really don't want to go out in public because I'm just overwhelmed. That's one of the main factors that I see, the commonalities of a lot of Black women that are particularly parents that come into the office, is that they're overwhelmed. And they need new options. They need new strategies. And so we get really excited because we are able to provide culturally competent intervention and support to women where they can relate, where they can understand. And so we're able to incorporate, trauma-informed counseling interventions and cognitive behavior therapy interventions. Trauma-informed interventions is pretty much walking into the relationship, the therapeutic relationship, where your clinician, your mental health professional understand, number one, the impact that trauma has had on the culture, on the Black culture, number one, understanding that. So it's a whole set of challenges that we have as a Black culture from the beginning that has traumatized us in so many different ways, directly or indirectly, right? So the second part of trauma-informed interventions is understanding that we are also functioning within a community where there is hardship, there is violence, there's drugs, there is so many risk factors within our community, indirectly or directly, that we're impacted by. And a lot of times it isn't until we're well on our way when we begin to understand that, hey, this happened 5 blocks away from me 4 years ago, but I still have it impacted my life, and I need to move forward. I need to understand my perspective. And so that's what trauma-informed care is all about, sitting down and being able to help you put things together and to give you the tools that you need so that you are getting a hand up, not a hand out in life. We're not coming about and asking for a hand out, because together we work to make sure that you have that hand up so that you can thrive